As it turns out, there's a flaw in our elegant system. There are times when a hash function will spit out the same hash value for two different inputs. This situation is termed a collision. There are two main ways to fix a collision. The first is to change the value in your hash function, or to change the hash function completely, so you have more than enough slots to store all of your potential values. You can also keep your original hash function, but change the structure of your array. Instead of storing one hash value in each slot, you can store some type of list that contains all values hashed at that spot. These lists are generally called buckets in this context. Rather than storing one value in each slot, you can store multiple values or a collection in each bucket. But are either of these approaches actually helpful? For the first one, you can maintain constant time lookup, but by using a bigger number in your hash function, you're going to require a lot more space to store your values. Also, if you do this reactively and change the value in your hash function every time you have a collision, moving all of your data to a new array is going to definitely increase the complexity in terms of both size and time. With the bucket approach, you still need to iterate through some collection, though a shorter one, every time you're looking for something. Hash functions have a constant lookup time in the average case, but because of the bucket system, you could end up storing every value in one bucket, and then you're still essentially just iterating through a list. In that worst case, this actually turns into big O of n. When done well, hashing is really fast and can save you a ton of time, but all of these things are very real concerns. There's no one perfect way to design a hash function. You need to consider all of these things and build a system that makes the most sense for your data and your limitations. Often you'll have to choose between making a hash function that spreads out your values nicely but uses a lot of space, and one that uses less buckets but might have to do some searching within each bucket. Ideally, you would have 1 to 3 elements stored in each bucket, so you can design a hash function with that in mind. You can also do something creative, like using a second hash function inside of a large bucket to split up those elements even more. That would work particularly well if you know you're going to have well spread out data, but end up having a few really large buckets. Hashing questions are popular because there's often not a perfect solution. You're expected to talk about the upsides and the downsides of whatever approach you choose to use. So just do your best to optimize your hash function and make sure you're communicating with your interviewer well.